In a remote village nestled at the edge of a dark and foreboding forest lies the Whispering Woods, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. The villagers speak in hushed tones about the woods, sharing tales of those who entered and never returned. The forest is said to be alive, whispering secrets and curses to those who dare to listen. The brave dare not tread its paths, for it is believed that the souls of the lost are trapped within, bound to the forest for eternity. The trees seem to move on their own, and shadows dance in the corners of one's vision, creating an atmosphere of perpetual unease. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the village was cloaked in twilight, a man named Mark, known for his skepticism and curiosity, decided to venture into the cursed forest. He had heard the stories but dismissed them as mere superstitions. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of determination, he stepped into the Whispering Woods. As he walked deeper into the forest, the air grew heavy with an unnatural stillness. The usual sounds of the forest, chirping crickets, rustling leaves, were absent, replaced by an eerie silence that seemed to press in on him from all sides. The mist thickened, wrapping around him like a shroud, and the trees loomed overhead, their branches twisting into grotesque shapes. Suddenly, Mark came upon an ancient tree, its bark covered in strange carvings and symbols that seemed to pulse with a life of their own. He reached out to touch the tree, and as his fingers brushed the rough surface, he heard a whisper, soft yet insistent, "Leave. Now." The voice seemed to come from all around him, echoing through the trees. But Mark, ever the skeptic, shook off the feeling of unease and pressed on. He was determined to prove that the stories were nothing more than the product of overactive imaginations. He ignored the warnings, both spoken and unspoken, and continued deeper into the forest. As he walked, the mist seemed to thicken and the shadows grew darker. Suddenly, a ghostly figure appeared before him, its form shifting and ethereal. The figure spoke, its voice a haunting whisper, "You've awakened the curse." The words sent a chill down Mark's spine, but he refused to turn back. The forest seemed to come alive around him. Tree roots writhed like serpents, and the shadows closed in, pressing against him from all sides. Whispers filled the air, growing louder and more insistent, each one a fragment of a curse that seemed to wrap around his very soul. Mark's heart pounded in his chest, but he forced himself to keep moving, driven by a mix of fear and stubbornness. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Mark saw the edge of the forest. He broke into a run, the whispers growing fainter with each step. He burst out of the trees and into the open air, gasping for breath. But as he looked back at the forest, he knew that he had not truly escaped. The curse had marked him, and the whispers would follow him, haunting his every step forever. Command: currently the VO is 1220 words long.